Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Creations by Suyin. Today I'm going to be making card number 3 of my 12 Days of Christmas card series. And I'm going to do things a little bit differently today. I have a friend, her name is Naomi. Hey girl, if you're watching this. She was asking questions on how she can get started in card making. Clearly, the easiest thing to have is a Cricut or a Silhouette or something similar to that for die cutting. But for somebody who's just going to get started and maybe doesn't want to spend all that money on a die cutting machine just because they don't know if they're really going to like it or not, I have an alternative. Okay, I made this snowman today with simple punches and fussy cutting, my own shape hat. It's not the best shape. And I use sequins for the eyes. And I use sequins for the buttons. So I'm going to go ahead and recreate this little snow guy. And we can get started. Now, this one, the punches that I have are these. I wish I had the sizes, but I don't. These 3 are from Recollections. Sorry about that. These 3 are from Recollections. They're all circles. These are staples. These are the type of dies that you should always have in several sizes. I suggest also maybe a square. Okay, and then this one is from Friskers. This is my favorite type of punch. These are just a little bit more expensive than the Recollection ones. So I didn't really have a circle punch that was in between the large and then the other largest one that I had. So what I did is I punched out 1 circle with this one and 2 circles with this one. But then I remembered after I put this snowman together that I have this Sizzix die that has circles, and this circle is larger, a little bit larger than the one that I was using, and then this one seems a little bit more proportion. So I'm gonna try to do this. I'm not sure if it's gonna work because I've used this a lot to cut fabric, and I want it to be known right now that the way that I'm gonna use this is wrong. The cutting plates for the Cuttlebug should be the C plates, not the B plates. But I didn't have the money to go buy them. So I researched on YouTube, and a lot of people used the B plates and just added like pieces of cardstock just to make it a little bit thicker. So that's what I'm going to do today. I don't recommend it. I really don't. I've just been using it like this because it's what I have. So we're going to get our cardstock, and this is the Sizzix cutting plate, okay? So it's called Circles 2. And what it is that it has blades in here. I don't know if you guys can see in there. It has blades. So it cuts it out. So I use this a lot for fabric. And it did a really good job with fabric. I've never done it on paper. So we're going to do it together and see how that comes out. Like I said, you don't need the A plate when you have a Sizzix die cutting plate. Okay? So we're going to sandwich the Sizzix between the 2 B plates. Remember, it should be the C plates. I don't recommend this because it's going to ruin your B plates. But, like I said, I already did it once. So, we're going to go ahead and crank this through. Now, for those of you that don't know, this is a Cuttlebug. This is what I do my dry embossing with and my cutting. So, I went forward, and now I'm coming back towards me just to make sure that it cut. Now, I don't know how sharp this is going to be on paper because, like I said, I've used this mainly on fabric, but I think it did a pretty good job. Now, here's the circle. It does 4 circles, okay? This one needs a little bit of help. It didn't cut all the way, so I'm just going to grab my scissors and just cut around it. This video today, guys, is going to be a little bit longer than my other videos just because I want to do more of a step-by-step for all you newbies. Okay, and I don't think we're going to need the little one, so I'm just going to put this in my scrap pile. And And now that I have the Cuttlebug out, we're going to be using, so basically this worked out. And I think the size is a little bit more proportioned, oh no, a little bit more proportioned than the circle ones that I did with my hand clenches. So this worked out great. I'm glad I remembered that I had it. So let me go ahead and put this aside and let's get started here. Now for my pattern paper, I found this like teal-y color. It's a little bit darker than a teal. Then it has polka dots on it, and I love it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run this through my snowflakes folder, okay? Because I want to get the snowflakes on it, because we're gonna put a snowman on the card. So we're gonna go ahead and let me lower this a little bit. Perfect. All right, so let's take away the extra cardstock. We're gonna sandwich this between our B plates, which at this point, like I said, my B plates are ruined. And then we're gonna put it on top of the A plate. And we're gonna run this through our Cuttlebug. Now, you should just be able to just go one way. And it's perfect. You guys see the snowflakes, how pretty? Look at the white side if you wanted to use it. This is the deboss side, this is the emboss side. And this is dry embossing, guys. So we're going to go ahead, and that is going to be our front cover. So now I can get rid of the Cuttlebug altogether. Let me just put it aside over here so it's not in the way. Alright. Please don't mind the noises that you guys hear. It's just that I have my computer on. Alright, so now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and get started with at least the front of our card. Now we're gonna do an A2 size card today. So basically this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and we cut it at 5.5. So now we have 5.5. I'm sorry, 5.5 by 8.5. We're gonna score this at 4 1/4 because we're gonna be making an A2 size card. This is my Martha Stewart scoreboard. So we're gonna do 4 1/4, okay? All right, there we go. These tools, guys, these are embossing tools that come in a 3-pack like this. And I got this idea from, and these are Martha Stewart as well. I got this idea from Spiral Rocks 346, Gloria Girl. She uses one of these, and it's easier to score than this thing that comes with it. I don't like this bone folder, and I don't, sometimes it cuts into the paper. I just don't like it. I prefer this. So I keep that in there. And that's, I guess, the main purpose that I bought those embossing tools. All right. So let's go ahead and fold this over. This is our card base. This is a bone folder. Naomi, I think I forgot to put this on the list I sent you. This is a bone folder. And another thing that I forgot to put on the list that I sent you is you're going to need a paper cutter. See, this is like a grid. I got this one on sale for like $8 at Joann's, and this is a Friskers brand. And what it has grid marks, and it's all like with inches, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch, 2 inches, you know, like that. All right, so this is the front of our card. Let me go ahead and put down the first layer. And I'm going to put, this is an ATG gun. It doesn't come like this. It's see-through. Basically, it has tape. Okay. I decorated it because, you know, my my heat gun is damask and pink. So is my glue gun back here. It's damask and pink. So I figured this gun should be damask and pink. So I had some damask paper and I bedazzled it. Now when I have embossed paper like this, I like to put a little bit of extra adhesive because since it's warped due to the embossing, I wanted to make sure that it sticks. Alright, so this is the front of our card. Let me open it. Normally I like to start with the inside, but today I'm just going to jump right into, put it this way, because that way at least I can see the 3 sides. Alright. Alright, so here we go with the front of our card. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to take, I have a punch. Matter of fact, now that I'm in here where my punches are, I'm going to get this punch and I have another punch. Is it this one? That's my Mickey punch. Hold on guys, bear with me here for a second. Let's go ahead and use, I'm trying to think if, well, this one might be actually the perfect size. This is an EK Success ticket punch that I purchased, and this comes with a stamp set that I'll make a card with that on another day so I can show you guys. Alright, so let me go ahead, and this is scrap, so I can use this and punch out a little so we can stamp our sentiment on this, which is just going to be Happy Holidays, and this is from a Friskers set. Okay, so let me go ahead and let's see, let's stamp this first. Oh my, what is going on here today? Everything is flying everywhere. Okay, let's go ahead and stamp this first. We're going to use our Memento Tuxedo black ink. Okay, let's ink this up. I like this kind of stamp. This is the first time I use it, so I want to make sure. I'm going to twist, and I'm going to stamp on a scrap sheet just to make sure that the impression is what I want it to be. So let's go ahead and stamp this again. I like to stamp on my mouse pad because it gives it a nice impression. So I know I'm already at 12 minutes, guys, but I want to give you guys a step-by-step. So let me go ahead and try to stamp this here in the middle as best as I can. Let's give it a second for the image to transfer. Okay, so that came out pretty cute. And you know what, now that I have the stamp open, let's do the back of our card. So that came out, you know, it's not perfect, but it'll do. And I have an idea for the edges. Alright, so this is going to be the top of my card. So let's stamp my personalized stamp, because you know how I always forget. Tap, tap, tap. And bring it over and stamp and hold it for a couple seconds. Oh my god, guys, I just realized I'm completely off camera. Hold that there for a second and perfect. So we're done with the stamping because I don't think I'm going to stamp anything on the inside. I haven't decided, but I don't think so. So, alright, so here we go. We have the base of our card complete, the front. Let's do the back. This is going to be my back panel. I'm sorry, my inside panel. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and just add ATG to the back of this. And this is going to be my inside. Okay, now here is my, let me see. That pattern paper is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. So remember that our card is 5 1/2. I'm sorry, 4 1/4. Yeah, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So the 2 mats are cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and now this one, which is going to go in the middle here, this one is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to use my Martha Stewart corner punch, and this is the frames, geometric frames, I'm going to use it because I just think it gives it like an interesting effect. I'm going to do it on all four corners. And makes a mess, but that's okay. Ay. Alright. So sometimes I don't like to add, look how pretty that looks. I don't like to add sentiments on the inside all the time because I like to have, you know, real estate area to write. So that's why sometimes you'll see that I won't use a sentiment on the inside. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I, you know. Alright. So let's go ahead and adhere this and we'll be done with the base of our card, the inside and the outside. So let's try to get this as straight as possible. I think that's pretty good. Okay, look how pretty that looks, guys. I like it. So let's recreate our little snowman. Isn't he cute? Alright, so now we have our, I'm going to put this aside because I'm not sure where that's going to go. Now we have our circles, which as you can see, they're a little bit, just a little bit jagged on the edges, but that's fine. So here's what I'm going to do. Okay, since I already have a scrap piece of paper here, I'm going to use this Studio G pigment ink. It doesn't say the color. It's made in Taiwan. This is from the dollar spot at Michael's. Okay, and I have like a little dabber here, and I'm gonna just take a little bit of the gray, and I'm just gonna circle around and give it some dimension because, you know, snow is dirty sometimes. So I don't want to just plop a white image on there. I like the dimension that inking the edges gives. And basically, the good thing about this is that you can make it as dark or as light as you want. And there's no right or wrong way to do this. Okay? Always start circling off of the paper so that you don't get like harsh blotches on your image. But it just goes to show, guys, that you really don't need to spend a lot of money on a Cricut if you don't have the money right now. I mean, it is a great investment, don't get me wrong. I love my Cricut. And it is one of the best gifts I've ever bought for myself. But just goes to show that you know, using a little bit of your imagination, you can create cards without owning one for the moment. So this is the same exact concept of using the Sizzix die with the circles. What I did is I punched, like I said, one of these, two of these. You know, the only difference is that there's no difference in size from the middle of the body to the head. But that's okay. So let's go ahead and put our little guy together here. I'm going to add ATG to half of my circle down here. Okay, and we're going to imagine his little body there. And now we're going to do the head. Same concept, just add the ATG to the back and go ahead and try to add the little head. I'm going to come back to my card and make sure, okay, the size is actually perfect. So, here we go. We have our snowman at least built. So, now let me get all this paper out of the way. All these little scrap pieces from the punch. And let's start building our snowman to having little buttons. And now, I have, this is a pick-me-up stick from Silhouette Company that I use. I like to use it to pick up stuff. I like to use my little tweezers. These are from Tweezerbees. So the first thing I'm going to do is using my Scotch Quick Dry, because this is my go-to. Okay, I'm going to, you know what, let's do the arms. So this is black and white twine from the Twinery that Gloria gave me. And basically what I'm doing is I'm going to measure more or less the length of his arms. We can adjust this later. Okay, so let's cut that. We're going to add some ATG to the back of this. Okay, and we're going to add our little arms. Now, I like to add them like at a V so that his arms go up. And I'm going to cut out a circle from my scrap paper. Just so that it serves, this one may be too big, but I'll check. Just so that it serves as my, it's not big at all. Just, you know, as a little, like a little cover so my arms don't come off. So let me add ATG. There goes my stamp pad. Everything is falling for me today. So it's just like to have it secure there. Okay. There we go. You can't even tell. And we have our little hand, our little arms for our snowman. All right, so then the next thing I want to do is I want to add, this is just black sequins, okay? I want to add the black sequins for the buttons, 3 buttons. Let me go ahead and, okay, it's not coming out. It was coming out a few minutes ago when I did the other one. What is going on? Let's not squeeze too hard, because we don't want it flying in our face. Let's see, is it here? Yeah. I always have something handy to just poke the hole. So it should be working now. There we go. Alright, I'm going to start with the button here so that I can work my way down. Don't worry, guys, about the glue seeping through the middle of the sequence. Remember, this glue dries clear. Okay. I'm going to put this guy here. I don't know if I should add, you know, I'm going to add 4. I'm going to add 4 buttons because this is a big guy. He's a tall one. So he should be able to handle 4 buttons. Alright, guys. Ooh, I got 2 here. Alright. And, oh, that's a lot of glue. Let's clean it up on a scrap. Let's add this here. So like I said, guys, today is a card, you know, a video that's going to take a little bit longer than normal for me. But I wanted to give you guys a step-by-step on how I created this cute little snowman without using a die cutting machine. Okay, I'm just going to scoop up the extra, the excess, just because I don't want it to take forever to dry. Ooh, that one's a lot. Okay, so there he goes. He has his little buttons. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut his little nose out of orange paper. So we're going to try to do at an angle, like a little carrot, just like this. Okay, can you guys see that? So what I'm going to do with my nails, I'm going to do little line impressions like carrots have, just to give it a little bit of dimension. And then we're going to take a little bit of this gray and we're just going to dab it a little bit just so that it gives it some you know, dimension and color. So let's go ahead and add ATG to the, quick dry to the back of our little carrot nose. And there we go. Alright guys, we're almost done with this card. It's very simple. It's just the explanation of it takes a little while. So the little nose is like sticking up a little bit, but that's fine. That's what I want. And we're going to go ahead and give this little snowman some turquoise eyes. Some teal eyes. Okay. Because he's a cool dude. So we're going to use some blue sequins. And we're just going to give him cute little eyes. And now what we're going to do is, while that dries, we are going to take a Sharpie marker. Well, this is a big market marker. And we're going to give him a little coal smile. Okay. There we go. We are almost done. I already previously hand cut. I didn't draw it out. I didn't, you know, I just hand cut a little hat. And we're going to add a little bit of the white and teal twine here. So since we're not going to give him a little scarf, because I thought about it, but I didn't want to give him a little scarf. We're going to go ahead and simply just give him a little hat with a bow here. All right. Now, sometimes it's hard for me to just do the bow on the image itself, on the little, but sometimes it comes out really cute. Sometimes it doesn't. So, you know, you got to play with it and close it up a little bit and tighten it up. And then what I'd like to do, once I have something that I like, which right now I'm thinking this is it, I'm going to cut off the excess little feet from the bow. And I'm going to add a dot of quick dry just so that it stays in place and it dries where the knot goes, and that way we know it's not going to come apart. Okay, so that's the little hat. And what I'm going to do to adhere it to the back of the head is I'm just going to run my ATG gun to the back here, and I'm going to run it over the twine so that it secures it in place on the back as well. Okay, if you got some ATG over, don't worry, just push it back. And let's give this little guy a hat. And here we go, guys. Here's our little snowman. Isn't he just adorable? And no Cricut, guys. No die cutting machine, nothing. So let me go ahead and see where we're going to position him. I'm going to lay him straight down today because I'm going to pop up the sentiment up here. But what we're going to do is we're going to add, before we do that, well, I can do this now. Let me just run ATG to the back of him. Because we're going to adhere him just straight down. I'm being a little generous because I am going to put him on an embossed surface. So we want to make sure he sticks. So let's scoot him over. I think he looks so freaking cute. You guys, I love him. So then what we're going to do is with this little hand here, we're going to add a little piece of just the tiniest of drops of the quick dry. And we're just going to push the twine into the glue and it'll set there. Like I said, don't panic. It's going to dry clear. And then this little hand, we can have it like, I'm going to have it up here so that it looks like it's going to hold up this little side. Okay, so same thing, a little drop, and we're just going to mush it in there. Perfect. Now, I think I have, is this silver? It is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to doodle around this quickly, just to give it a little bit of character. And what we're doing here is we're just adding stitch lines. And I didn't want to make it like in too much of a contrasting color because I want it to be subtle. Okay, just gonna do. It's just a little bit of doodling, just so it stands out a little bit. So let's go ahead and use our, where did I put them? Here they are. Do I have enough? Yes. Our little EK Success Pop Dots. These are square. I buy these at Walmart for like $1.75 and it comes like a pack of like 200 of these. Alright, so let me peel this off. And we're almost done. I just want to show you something very cute that I'm going to do. All right, so this is the doodle lines. That's how it came out. Very subtle, nothing too shocking. Okay, and we're going to put this here as if our little snowman was holding up the happy holiday sign. Okay, so now, last but not least, we are going to add bling, because you know how I feel about my bling. Let's go ahead, and this is the teal sequence, and this is on a larger. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to add the big one and then a little one in the middle, just to give it some bling. I've seen a few videos where people are using the sequence now just to give their cards a little something, and it looks so cute that I was like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna do this. As a matter of fact, I can probably do 3 little ones here on the little greeting, just to give it a little bit of character. And I think I like this. So, like I said, guys, I'm sorry that this card is taking longer than normal, but I wanted really to do a step-by-step tutorial with you guys. So, hopefully by the time I'm done here and uploading the video, I could watch it before I go to sleep. I like to watch my own videos and then I critique myself. Okay, it's let me add a little bit of, you know what, let me just leave it alone. It should dry. Okay, so let's just add these little ones here and there, and then we'll be done, guys. We are at 32 minutes, so definitely it is longer than I expected to be recording for you guys. I don't want you guys to get bored and be like, oh, I don't even want to see what the card looks like when she's done. I'm so tired. But I just wanted to do something for you card makers that may or may not have a Cricut. And you know what? Even if you do have a Cricut, there's just days that you really just don't want to pull it out and you know, and you just want something simple. And even though this doesn't seem simple, it doesn't seem simple because I'm doing a step-by-step tutorial. But when I did the first little snowman, I did it within like 10 minutes. And I didn't even know what I was doing. Like, I didn't know how I was going to go about it. You know? So, let's just stick this guy here. And then I'm going to put one of the big guys down here. And then, guys, I think we'll be done. I'm so excited that I have been able to make a card every day. Let's just put this guy here. Perfect. Okay. Remember, it doesn't matter if it seeps through. It's going to dry clear. So you don't have anything to worry about. Okay. All right, guys. Well, here is my third card of the season for my 12 Days of Christmas card series, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you liked it. I'm sorry if it took so long and I bored you guys to death, but I just wanted to do something different for you guys and do more of a hands-on step-by-step. So I think the snowman came out totally adorable. I don't know if you guys like him, but I think he looks absolutely great. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Thank you for sticking with me. If you're still watching, I appreciate it. If you like this video, please feel free to give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Your comments really do make my day, guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and join me again tomorrow for card number 4 of my 12 Christmas days, my 12 Days of Christmas card series. Thanks, guys, for sticking with me. Bye now.